All right, so I had to talk about this, guys. I just um, this guy listening. This got done listening to the Charlamagne the God presenting Jason Whitlock, aka Jason Fatlock, the donkey of the day, pure ether. Everything that he said, right on time, right on point. I don't agree with everything that Charlamagne the God says, but that donkey of the day, one of the best I've heard in terms of the information that he presented to present his case as to why this ultimate coon, Jason Fatlock, is the donkey of the day for protecting the slave master's daughter, Christine Leahy. I've been mispronouncing her name, but I don't really care. But I was calling her Leha, but it's actually Leahy. But anyway, here's the thing. Like I said, what Charlamagne said was right on time, right on the money. And speak for yourself on Fox Sports 1. I just saw the video also where they were reacting to Charlamagne the God the previous day presenting Christine Leahy, donkey of the day. And Whitlock reacted to that. All right. Let me play the clip real quick of what he said. And based off this particular clip, Charlamagne gave Whitlock donkey of the day and presented his facts. With everything I said in my previous video, I said, you know, Kristen Leahy represents the historical context of a suspected white supremacist female who wants to play the victim, who wants to control the narrative, create the narrative, and paint the picture of a big black male as a scary big black animal, right? And then want to quickly say, or want to quickly cry rape, right? If they're having sexual relations with the black male, aka slave master's daughter, who are, you know, doing the black slaves, and then just basically say rape, right? Same thing what she said about LeVar Ball, talking about, are you threatening me? And I keep saying that over and over again because that's exactly how she sounded with that high octave. Are you threatening me? When we all know that was no damn threat, okay? White supremacists play dumb, but they're very smart, all right? They always stay on code. And the same thing about black folks, right? Black people, they say that black people don't have a code, right? That's not true. The black coons, okay, like Jason Fatlock, they have a code, right? They have a code to protect the dominant white society's resources. In this particular case, they have a code to protect the white female damsel in distress, aka the slave master's daughter. That's who guys like Jason Fatlock are protecting. They're protecting the white damsel in distress, the slave master's daughter. All right, so let me play this clip of Jason Fatlock reacting to Charlamagne the God presenting Kristen Leahy, the donkey of the day. All right, here we go.
Via social media, and then also now on what I believe to be the most popular urban hip-hop station, most powerful, Charlamagne the God, did a commentary labeling you the donkey of the day. And
well, you just got one.
Set me over the top because
you just got one, dude. So you gonna reply back? I'm probably sure you're gonna reply back today with, well, I'm protecting this white crystal beautiful white woman who don't give a damn about me. She's gonna make up more excuses to protect this woman who's trying to get her own show. Okay, we know what time it is. She's trying to get her own show to get off of Colin Cowherd's show. All right. And she's getting more attention than she's ever done in her career. Because like I said, previous to yesterday, I had no idea who this chick was. So shout out to LeVar Ball for making me know who the suspected white supremacist female is, Kristen Leahy, because LeVar is the one that blew her name up.
Went as far as to analogize this to what happened with Emmett Till, and that your suggestion that it came off to you like, is he threatening you? You asked that question. Somehow he analogizes this to Emmett Till. And what I think Charlamagne...
Absolutely. So again, trying to come up with an excuse. You are presented with facts, things that actually happen in historical context. We know that the white female damsel in distress, aka the slave master's daughter, they want to control and create the narrative and paint the picture of a black male. And, you know, with Emmett Till, he was a child. A child. So this white female damsel in distress, aka the slave master's daughter, makes up a false narrative and says, well, this black child, this monster, whistled at me. And therefore, the white supremacists completely annihilated, executed Emmett Till by creating a false narrative. The same exact thing that Kristen Leahy did. And that's exactly what Charlamagne the God exactly said. All right. And then I had some comments on my last video, which I didn't even know was going to get that many views. But, you know, I think it's like 15,000 views. A lot of likes, which is pretty good. You know, I expect the trolls and the suspected white supremacists to come out and thumb down my video. I could care neither way because I don't do this for money. I don't care if y'all give me 10 trillion thumbs down. I'm going to still make content until we replace this broken system of injustice with a system of justice, and we get off the dominant white society's resources and get our own platform like Daryl Cluis's blackspot.com. When he has his video sharing portion of his site up, I'll start uploading content on his site and completely not use YouTube. So anyway, going back to this video, let me continue to play it.
Being irresponsible, being caught up in this social media era that we're in, where we try to exploit and sensationalize anything and everybody. And everybody's just fodder to be exploited and demonized. And there was an over-the-top demonization and a completely inappropriate demonization of you and your interaction with LeVar Ball.
Now, here's the thing. Like I said, just like what Charlamagne said, we're presenting Jason Fatlock with Donkey of the Day. The white damsel in distress, the suspected white supremacist, a.k.a. slave master's daughter, Kristen Leahy, was the one that demonized LeVar Ball and his boys, his sons. Right? By implying that LeVar Ball is manipulating and controlling and forcing his sons to play basketball. Right? When, of course, you have other siblings who are in professional sports, right? Like the Curry brothers, Steph and Seth Curry, right? Like Eli Manning and his brother, right? The Manning brothers in the NFL, okay? Peyton Manning and Eli Manning in the NFL. So many others. You have so many people in sports doing the same thing. I don't see Kristen Leahy calling their fathers out, right? And that's exactly what Charlamagne the God was implying. And so when facts are presented to people like Jason Fatlock who follow the Coon code, you do anything and everything to protect the dominant white society's resources. And in this case, once again, like I said, protecting the slave master's daughter, Kristen Leahy. You present these guys with facts and they do everything they can to spin and protect the dominant white society's resources. When you're dealing with people like that, you are dealing with people, and I said before in my previous videos, and I know there's some new subscribers on my channel, y'all need to check out my older videos. I already talked about black people suffer from mental illness. And there's 3 mental disorders in particular that we suffer from. And this is all coming from slavery since 1505. We have a 500-year disadvantage. Okay, so the first one is cognitive dissonance, right? Cognitive dissonance. The second one is post-traumatic slave syndrome. All right. And the third one is Stockholm syndrome. Those are the 3 basic ones that I always talk about. And then you have a whole list of other mental disorders that have not been diagnosed. And I've also talked about the direct effect of slavery that affects the DNA of African Americans. And so when you're dealing with people like Jason Fatlock, this is exactly what's happening. You're dealing with people who have a mental illness. So whatever you present to them, any kind of facts, they do what they do best. They protect the dominant white society's resources. They demonize, like Charlamagne said, they demonize black people, right? They demonize black people and they patronize the dominant white society's resources. It's that simple.
LeVar Ball was inappropriate. I don't think he was so classically inappropriate he needs to be thrown in jail, banned from television or anything like that. But I do think he was dismissive, condescending, came off sexist. And then I could understand why you, in that moment, being treated that way, thought, like, hey, man, you threatening me?
Again, dismissive, condescending. And I'm gonna go in on Chris Broussard and this guy, Eric Davis, who just sat in there. Didn't have no opinion, and they also are included in the Coon Code. They're following the Coon Code. Don't question what Jason Fatlock is saying. Don't question him. Don't say that he's wrong. Just listen and offer your opinion, right? But make your opinion politically correct. AKA, I need to save my job and make sure I don't get fired, right? That's exactly what they're trying to do. What they said after Jason Fatlock presented his case and protecting the damsel in distress, AKA the slave master's daughter.
Totally get it. For Charlamagne the guy to use his platform, the most powerful urban hip-hop station in America with a huge following, to throw that kind of heat on you when your intentions weren't malicious at all, your interaction with LeVar Ball wasn't disrespectful at all. For him to throw that kind of heat on you and your family, way out of bounds. To analogize it to Emmett Till, one of the worst tragedies happened in American history because you questioned the guy in a polite way. Man, are you threatening me? This is ridiculous. And
all right, so I'm done with that. All right, so like he said, he finds a way to spin and protect the damsel in distress. All right, the white damsel in distress, slave master's daughter, presented with facts that actually happened. That whole Emmett Till situation, in terms of Emmett Till whistling at the white lady, the white woman, demonizing Emmett Till, it was a flat out lie. Just like Kristen Leahy was talking about LeVar Ball as threatening her, was a flat out lie. He was not threatening her whatsoever. Simply implying that if you talk trash about me, I'm going to talk trash about you. It's that simple. And the fact that he said, I'm not going to look at you and I'm afraid of you, people don't understand how smart he is. He understands the historical context of the damsel in distress, the white Neanderthal troglodyte lady who has a history of demonizing black people. He knows that. He knows people like Kristen Leahy attractive white women, right, who have sexual relations. And I saw that she does have a black boyfriend, and people trying to explain to me, well, she has a black boyfriend. That's the perfect reason why, even more reason why she would the first one to be calling somebody and saying they raped her or saying they threatened her. Exact same reason. So it doesn't it doesn't matter if she's dating a black guy. She'll be the first one to go to the police station and say, yes, I know exactly what that black guy did to me. He raped me. He tried to rob me. And when in fact, more than likely was not true. Okay. And they make up this false narrative. And like I said, they create false narratives to paint the negative stereotype of a black male. And like I said, these types of females are the ultimate downfall for the black male. Just like Margaret Sanger, who wanted to destroy the head of the household, the black male. All right. Straight facts. Straight facts. Is what I'm saying. All right. So again, I agree with 100% what Charlamagne the God said. Jason Fatlock, Chris Broussard, and this dude Eric Davis were on the panel. All right, giving their opinions. All of those guys were following the Coon Code. The Coon Code is to protect the dominant white society's resources. And that's it. Don't go against the grain. All right. You want to say something, I can tell Chris Broussard. Okay. Chris Broussard, I like Chris Broussard, but at the same time, I know he really wanted to say something against Jason Whitlock, but unfortunately he couldn't. He just had to stay on Coon Code. He had to stay on Coon Code and make sure he had his job. Okay, all these guys are ESPN rejects. So Fox Sports is their last straw. If they get off Fox Sports, that's it. They can't get on no major platforms. The dominant white society's platforms. Okay, so they have to stay on Coon Code. All right. And we know Jason Whitlock is the ultimate coon. So when you say something against your fellow colleague at Fox Sports, okay? And another thing, and I gotta watch the show today, but Undisputed Fox Sports 1 with Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless, they didn't even address what happened with LeVar Ball on Fox Sports with the Colin Cowherd show. They didn't even address that. The producer said, you know what? We ain't gonna talk about that. Because I know a dude like Shannon Sharp will most definitely go in. Shannon Sharp is not no Coon. So Shannon Sharp knows what time it is. He understands racism, white supremacy. He understands the struggle of black society. He understands that. So I know he would go in on guys like Jason Whitlock. I know he would go on people like Kristen Leahy and go and see through their BS. All right. And what they're trying to present with this false narrative, playing the victim role, et cetera, et cetera. And you know, guys like Jason Whitlock protecting the slave master's daughter. All right. An attractive white woman that dates black guys will be the first one to say, are you threatening me? Rape. Right. So, but they didn't talk about that yesterday. They may say something today, but I highly doubt they will. I highly doubt they will. So, yeah, family, those are my thoughts on that. Again, these guys, they follow a Coon code. All right. If you are using the dominant white society's resources, meaning you work for them, right? You pay taxes. You're using their resources like I'm using YouTube's resources. I'm using Google's resources, right? But I'm using their resources to help replace this broken system of injustice with a system of justice. That's the difference. All right? And I'm not trying to get on here for money. Black society, we need our own resources. I've been saying that since day one. All right. We need to stop using the dominant white society's resources. I've been saying that since day one. So when we have a parallel economy, when we have a website similar to YouTube that's black owned, like blackspot.com, that's going to have a video sharing site similar to YouTube, I'll be the first one on it, uploading content just like that. Just like that. All right. So anyway, family, those are my thoughts on that. Shout out to Charlamagne for presenting Jason Fatlock with Donkey of the Day. We'll see what Jason Fatlock has to say. If he responds, he probably will. And they're going to continue to follow the Coon code. All right. So anyway, family, those are my thoughts on that. Make sure you leave your comments down below. All right. Follow me on social media, on Twitter and Instagram at The Black Separatist. Until next time, Chauncey, a.k.a. The Black Separatist, signing out. Peace.